So what up, universe? It's Geronimo, your guide to psychedelics, plant medicines, and all the other compounds that can help you become your greatest self. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do a trip report of the first psychedelic I ever did, and that was Salvia. So for those of you who don't know what that is, its full name is Salvia divinorum, which translates to diviner sage or sage of the divine. And it's a plant that's cousins with the mint family. It grows throughout Mexico and the southwestern United States for the most part. It's been used by shamans and Native Americans for thousands of years. And it's comparable to DMT in strength. Although most people who do DMT have generally pleasant experiences. Generally, people that do salvia, smoke it for the most part, have unpleasant experiences. It was all I could get my hands on at the time. I was 18, so I found it at my local smoke shop, and I was like, hey, what the heck, you know? The only thing I did before that at the time was smoke weed. So me and my friends loaded some in a bowl and smoked it, and we kind of had a silly time, although it wasn't nearly as pleasant as marijuana, that's for sure. We didn't get that high from it. I remember one of our friends was like hugging a tree, and we're like, what the heck is going on? And then when we came down, he's like, I don't have any memory of doing that. So pretty silly stuff. I knew there was something special about it though, and I knew it could show me something, so I was looking to have a spiritual experience. So I loaded a bowl, completely packed it full of this stuff. It was 30x, which is 30 times the normal strength of the regular plant. Then I went into the garage, turned off all the lights, and began hitting it. And I must have got like 5 or 6 hits in before I completely disappeared from reality. It felt like I was an atom, like I was a single molecule. And there was no recollection of this world. I didn't know there was Geronimo never existed. Nothing ever existed. I was like, it's like the land before time kind of thing. But it was hell. It was hell. And a lot of people have similar experiences of just, it feels like you're on fire, like literally what hell would be like. And I mean, it was an experience, that's for sure. I felt like I was in the first dimension. Like I went back to the first dimension. And then I started moving, although I didn't know what movement was or anything, but at least the conscious part of my brain, maybe it was the subconscious part of my brain that knew that, you know, to go this way towards the door. Because, of course, having the lights off magnified the effects. And, you know, so I started moving towards the door, and then that's when it kind of felt like I was moving. I went into the second dimension. And for those of you who don't know, the first dimension is represented by a dot. The second dimension is a line, like maybe like a, you know. The third dimension would be a cube, and then the fourth dimension would be, or no, the third dimension would be a square, and then the fourth dimension would be a cube. So we see in the third dimension, we're living in the fourth or the fifth dimension, which is time. So I started moving, I went to the second dimension, and by the time I got to the door, I felt a handle, although nothing made sense still. But I knew to open the door, and I opened the door, and the lights were on in the house, and that's when I stepped into the third dimension, and I was like, holy crap, holy crap. So that was the first psychedelic I ever did, and that was definitely some sort of spiritual experience where it completely changed my life, you know. After going to hell, you know, you're not the same person anymore. Of course, I was 18 at the time, so I was getting in all sorts of trouble, you know. Let's see. You wouldn't always have an unpleasant experience with it. I've heard of people doing it out in nature and having good experiences, and that's the thing with psychedelics, is it's all about set and setting. So I might have had that experience because I was afraid that someone could walk through the door at any second, You know, just the fact that I wasn't out in nature could have made it not that pleasant. Let's see here. The Native Americans, what they and in Mexico, the shamans say that you're supposed to chew it. You're supposed to put it in your lip and kind of dip it, kind of. It's known as a quid. And they strongly advise against smoking it. So I heard afterwards is, you know, it doesn't like to be smoked, the spirit of that plant. But it's some crazy stuff, man. I would, if you ever want to try it, I would definitely do the quid, find a way to do it, the mouth, the oral, because smoking it is generally, you could look up trip reports online and on YouTube, and it's generally a horrible experience. But I learned something from it. Now I have access to other psychedelics and other plants that are much more enjoyable, pleasant. Although I do wonder what it would be like to smoke a little bit on acid or mushrooms or something. Yeah, super awesome, super crazy. I say awesome now because it's just, you know, just the fact that we get to have these experiences, and it makes you so much more grateful for what reality is, you know, and the fact that we can move around and be and yeah, enjoy ourselves, you know. I don't know if that's what the afterlife is like. Hopefully not, but definitely life-changing, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you know what you're getting yourself into. But don't make the mistake of doing it in your house or around people. Definitely you want to do it around in nature. So yeah, that's Salvia divinorum. Hope this was helpful. See you next time.